Hi, I'm John from California Leasing and Management, and this is This Week in Santa Clarita Real Estate. I'm very excited to be here today, and I'm very excited to talk to Sheree. How are you doing today?
I'm great, thank you.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about the brokerage that you're with.
Equity Union, I love it. It's full of people who are very knowledgeable, who've been in the industry for a while, who decided to create the best of the best.
Awesome.
And so they just put all these features together that they felt agents should be offered, and it's a great place.
That's
great
so
environment.
cool. Well, one of the things I really enjoy talking with you about is your level of experience in the real estate industry, right? Do you want to give us a little picture? And the reason I'm saying that is someone with as much experience as you have is going to pick the right brokerage to make sure you're getting the right support and education to make sure you're giving the best service to your client that you possibly can.
Yeah, I started out in real estate in 1995. I was an
Those
agent.
were exciting years
Oh,
for
yeah.
real estate.
I was in a different state at the time, got my license, sold real estate for 3 years, decided to come back to California in 1998.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I was born and raised here. So when I came back, I ended up finding myself in a different circumstance, so I decided to go to work for the banking side.
Okay.
And so I started out at CalFed in their REO department. From there, moved to, after a few years of that location, moved into home loans.
Okay.
And
Like residential home
Yep,
loans?
residential mortgages. Started
Okay.
processing first, and then I thought I need more, so I ended up becoming a loan officer, and did that until 2016, when I decided it was time to come back to real estate.
Awesome. Well, I think that's really cool because I think the experience you gained, man, REO agent in the mid to late 90s was hopping, right? And then you were in lending all the way till 2016, so through the Great Recession, you saw all the changes, and you bring all of that knowledge of loans to now your real estate service for your clients.
Correct.
So can you tell us a little bit about how that knowledge kind of separates you from maybe other agents who don't have a first-hand working knowledge of loans?
Yes. So, for example, understanding what a pre-approval looks like versus a loan approval. There's two differences. A lot of agents, they can wrap their head around that. But at the end of the day, how do you vet that? How do you look at
Yep.
it?
Yeah, because it's just a piece of paper.
Exactly. So what I do is I always pick up the phone. If I'm receiving an offer on one of my listings for my client, I call that lender. I ask them about the client. And, a lot of times realtors have this misconception that you can't ask certain questions, or even lenders will try to tell you, this personal information. There is certain things that you can ask that they can tell you that will let you know if, number one, the loan officer behind that piece of paper is legit.
Yep.
If he or she cannot speak to the client or anything about that client's ability, then you kind of know that piece of document you have in your hand is just firewood or,
Right.
for the fireplace. But however, if they are very knowledgeable about the client, sure about their, income, assets, credit, then you can walk away knowing which ones on the table are viable offers to present to your, seller.
I love that. And I think it's something maybe people don't think about when they're trying to choose a realtor is the knowledge that that particular realtor is going to bring to the transaction, which can translate to actual dollars in their pocket at the end of the day. Because if you have more than one offer and you choose the wrong one and it doesn't close, now you have this gap in time and extra costs that can translate to a lot of money. So I think the knowledge you bring on helping choose the best offer for a seller, obviously the knowledge you have is awesome for buyers, but for sellers to be able to choose the best offer is so very, very important. That's very cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
So
love
I
that.
enjoy that, and I enjoy helping people. So that's always my goal, to dig a little deeper and make sure that we're on the right track for the seller or a buyer.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good combination of the knowledge and experience combined with your passion for wanting to help people. That probably makes you a great realtor. Sheree, one of the things I like talking with you about is this sense of community. That's something we're passionate about here too. Like, we live here. And so all the people that are in the homes that we rent them, the homes that you sell them, they live here, and we want to be in this community that is strong and vibrant and has resources for people. And part of that is giving of yourself to your community. You shared with us a little bit before we started the interview about a nonprofit that you work with. I'd love for you to share your work with them and what they do, why they make the community a better place.
Yeah, a few years back, I met Gary and Cindy Hall, who are the owners of a nonprofit called Hollywood Impact Studios. He is a former Fox Television Studios executive, and when he retired, he decided that he wanted to also give back. He's been giving back for many, many years, but in this particular reason or area is that he goes into the prison systems and educates the men there on how to do everything in the film industry, from screenwriting to lighting to setting up the stage to the acting portion, all the way to post-production and creating their different products and films. And they've actually done a few, and they're actually on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. I'd like to check one of those out. But how does that help the community? Like, what's, I'm curious.
So what he does is he goes in and he re-educates them in a sense of, here's what you can do, what your future will look like. And they also teach worldview. Him and his wife teach worldview to these people who've gotten into trouble or may be stuck in a lifestyle of gang life.
Yeah, or just a cycle.
Yeah,
right?
A cycle of doing bad things. So they kind of show them a bigger picture, what it could be like. And when they get out, they help them get into a place where they have some temporary housing, some place where they can work. And they stick with the program, and as long as they're sticking with the program, they continue to support them and help them get back on their feet.
Yeah, I love that. So now I can connect the dots, because these people, even though they're in prison, they've made some bad decisions or whatever. I mean, but for the grace of God, there go I, right? So now they find themselves in this position. These are still people who are in our community. They're still a part of our community, and so. Yeah. For Gary and you and everybody else that's helping with that organization to be giving back in a way that directly affects members of our community and their ability to be a good member of the community. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
Very, very passionate about what they're doing, and they're great people, and anybody that wants to learn more or sign on, let them reach out to me or look them up, Hollywood Impact Studios.
For sure. We'll have the information available on the video of how to get a hold of you. We can attach that as they'll be able to click through and get information.
Great.
Hollywood Impact Studios. Mm-hmm. Yeah, very cool. Fun name too.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you so much for coming out today. I know it's a rainy day outside. It might not be when you're watching it, but it is today.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Oh, I love doing this, and it was really fun spending time with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And again, I'm John from California Leasing, and this has been This Week in Santa Clarita Real Estate.